Ba-da-bum-bum.
What kind of brewski's this, Tolbert?
Break it down.
Bow. Oh, yeah. Welcome to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, Aaron Varnum. Joining me today, as always, Cookie.
Yo.
Hey, Cookie.
What's up, man?
It's the 704. I looked it up. He is coming straight from Charlotte, North Carolina. Also joining me today, Christopher Tolbert.
Hello.
And Big Mike.
Yep.
All right, boys. So we have crack one open, bro.
Nice and cute.
We got a nice cracked open burr here. All right, so it is a pro wrestling podcast. This week we have had some stuff happen. We had a little birthday shindig for me. I was able to have a couple people over, socially distanced. We had some steak. We had some cake. Mike, tell us about what you saw.
My wife was there, apparently.
Yeah, your wife was there?
Tolbert's wife was there. My wife was there.
She made you a little treat basket.
I can't wait to dig into this plate.
I will say, what I saw, I'll start first. You walk in and where's Howard Varnum? Howard Varnum is out monitoring the grill. And,
of course he is.
Yeah, and he's making sure that Adrian, Aaron's brother, is cooking these steaks appropriately. And
I'm sure he had comments.
And well, he did.
No?
Yeah, he did have a comment toward. He said, "Adrian, you did a good job."
Hey,
and I don't think I've ever heard Howard compliment.
Well, over this quarantine period, whatever you want to call it, we've had a lot of cookouts over there, and I have to say, the Varnums, man, they're all grill masters.
Not me.
Your brother is good, though. I remember last time we were cooking, he hands me the steaks. He goes, "Don't let Aaron fuck this up." He goes do something else.
I don't understand.
It was funny, yeah, because Adrian did most of the cooking, and Howard gave him a compliment.
Yeah, Cookie.
Did you use any accent?
No,
no accent was
Howard left the accent at home today.
These steaks were phenomenal. The corn was great, potatoes, all the fixins. But the highlight, obviously, is to any birthday party, the birthday cake.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so Aaron pulls out just something that warms my heart. And it warmed my heart to see. Aaron, would you like to describe?
No. I want you to give me your description of the birthday cake.
Well, it was an Apple Annie's.
Yeah.
Here, local Wilmington
Chef
bakery.
Kiss.
Phenomenal bakery.
My favorite bakery.
And they're out there. Their aim is to please their customers and their patrons. Regardless, I don't know if they'll write anything on a cake, but they will put a picture of Terry Funk on a birthday cake.
Perfectly.
But then they also wrote "Happy Funkin' Birthday." Yeah, you get it because it's Terry Funk. But the picture of Terry Funk it's maybe one of my favorite pictures in all of the history of professional wrestling because it's Terry Funk full dressed down in Canadian tuxedo with Texas frills on it, giving this like happy funker look, like
he's also got the boot tennis shoe combo.
Yeah,
cowboy boot tennis shoe combo type deal going on. It's amazing.
Terry is just he's got the beautiful like permed hair going.
Yeah, it's for if you want to ride horses and throw drop kicks.
That's right. That's right. You're booked. You're baked. You're baked.
Aaron did realize he made a mistake though for the cake.
Yeah,
it was a chocolate and vanilla cake.
That's right.
Aaron said you should have done
strawberry filling because Terry Funk bleeds every time.
At the very least, red velvet.
The way he has this epiphany as he's eating the cake, and he goes, "Oh, I should have done this." And somebody said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because Terry's a bleeder."
Cookie, I'm sad that you weren't able to get a little piece of Terry. We saved Terry's crotch for Tolbert.
I can't wait to dig into it.
Well, you know me, man. I just want the Bobo. That's all I want.
The Bobo, we'll save you the Bobo, and then, for your birthday coming up, we'll get you a Bull Nakano cake, and I can tell you which portion you would be eating on that one. So,
oh, you already know.
All right. Before we go any further, boys, so Aaron had his cake. and I brought a little birthday present over here for him from us, from the boys at $2 Steak.
Yeah, I forgot.
And I wanted to do this live on the podcast.
All right.
So, it's not much, but just a little happy birthday from us.
It's like a little unboxing.
Oh, he's gonna love it.
There you go.
$2
There you go.
steak.
Open it up.
Except I don't
Careful,
make $2
easy.
million like that kid on.
No. I just want you to reach in there and just tell us what you got.
Tell us what you feel first.
It feels weird. Feels like an action figure.
Okay.
RVD.
Check his back. He has a joint in it.
With fast action switch.
What is this? He gives him the backhand. It's the Rob Van Dam backhand. All right. Oh, Das Wonder Kid. Alex Wright. I'm going to be dancing all night long
Yeah,
here
in the
with
package, in the blister package still.
Das Wonder Kid. Maybe I don't know, man. Like he was one of those wrestlers. Like he was a beautiful wrestler in the mid '90s. Made a lot of Southern men question their sexuality. Because he was like that pretty boy that like did this dance, and he's from Germany. He was okay. He wasn't the best.
In Japan.
Yeah, he did some. He did a lot of things. Alex Wright will be going definitely on my wall of stuff.
I knew it.
And I know that RVD will have a place next. He can be working a 5-star match with Jushin Thunder Liger.
The plan is to have some adventures with RVD along our journey.
So did you get me an actual steak from Ribera?
I did not.
So I also got a Ribera Steakhouse menu, which I know was given to you when you bought something, right? Or who was that?
No.
Cookie?
That was me.
That was. Oh, you did give. Did you get one?
Cookie
somebody?
got one, I think.
Okay.
I got one.
So I made a trip to Whatever Wilmington.
Right? So they had this at Whatever
They
Wilmington?
did. Shout out to Whatever Wilmington.
Did he recognize you? Was he like, you're that guy on that podcast that I never listened to?
But yeah, we had a great conversation. It's appointment only, but if you are a fan of anything collectibles or whatever, dude, it's awesome. Call them, make an appointment. You can have the shop to yourself.
Did you talk about wrestling?
Oh yeah, dude. And I got to hang around the shop. I did that before I went to work for about an hour today.
Did you windowsill blunt it and then go in and you're like, oh!
Kind of.
well, the worst part, Tolbert's throwing DMs at Whatever Wilmington to set up the appointment, but he's doing it through the steak account. So I'm like reading these. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are they messaging?
I didn't think about that. Did you see those?
No, I don't have access to the
doesn't.
$2
Okay,
steak.
Cool. So then it all worked out.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
just,
but I didn't think about that.
I read a message and I'm like, well, now Tolbert's never going to know that he needs to set up an appointment. Just leave the guy hanging.
Thank you guys so much. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to be dancing with Das Wonder Kid, Alex Wright, for the rest of the evening tonight. We're going to be doing our dance. We're going to be throwing some weird moves in because Alex was known to be a very high flying wrestler, but sometimes he was a little wonky. But we all love a good Alex Wright.
I love that earring.
Yeah. It was like a mid '90s heartthrob sort of thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I don't know why I like that Wonder Kid so much. I don't like Germany, but he does something with them hips a little bit, boys.
It's a cool little piece, man.
It is cool. I'm very excited. I'm going to send this a picture of it. Yes, Cookie.
Wait, hold on. So was Alex Wright a twink? Was he a 90s twink?
100%.
Okay.
He is what you would call the prototype twink for the twinks that have come after him. He's one of the twinks that I'm sure your two major twinks looked up to back in the 90s. They grew up watching him and emulating his twink-like maneuver.
So did Straight Southern Men, apparently.
Yeah, oh man, that's a hell of a drop kick that boy's got. God almighty. Anyways, Cookie, how's Charlotte been this week?
It's been good, man. Same old, you know. The 704 got it right this time, not the 252.
That's right,
I don't know
704.
what
Tell
Eric
me
does.
a little bit about your experiences with cooking shrimp this week in the air fryer.
Oh, okay. All right. So instead of Varnumtown shrimp, what I got was
Harris Teeter.
China shrimp.
Harris Teeter, Argentina, some type of jumbo shrimp. I don't know what the fuck they were, but they were huge. It was, I mean, it was
just paying their bills now. Shrimp.
so basically, I figured out the miracle of breadcrumbs and an egg wash
Right.
when it comes to frying.
Here you go.
And I put them in the air fryer with the flour, tempura flour, and I thought they came out pretty well in the air fryer.
I'm very proud of you, Cookie.
Thank
I was
you,
going to
man.
say, so many shrimp, los iodine poisoning. is that how you say iodine poisoning in Argentinian language?
Close enough.
So you were able to cook. Is Diane actually appreciative of your company, and you're not just like the kid that sits on the couch and watches strong style professional wrestling matchups?
Last night I think she was done with the wrestling. Little does she know there's more wrestling coming tonight. So, I try to keep it to the weekend, so I just try to keep Saturday and Sunday where the wrestling comes in.
Those are my days.
And Wednesday.
Those are my days. Damn it.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of Wednesday, how did you guys? Was everybody able to catch up with Dynamite and kind of see how our boys FTR were doing and some of the stuff going on? I really enjoyed that matchup. It was a clash of styles. You could definitely see that it was like a little bit
in languages.
Yeah, it was an interesting matchup, and I think that FTR right now have a really good thing going. They're legit badasses on the scene right now.
You know what's not going though?
What?
Cash's truck.
Yeah, I wonder what happened, man.
I think he left the door open, killed the battery. Because it would have been a badass send-off if he could have revved that engine and backed out of there.
He's like, well, we're just going to sit here.
Kill the battery.
We're just going to sit here for a little bit.
Did somebody push this out?
They needed to catch their breath after that win. I thought that was a very good ending to that matchup when he stole the mask. A very cool lucha. What's going on, Mike?
So my son's toenail fell off today
Ooh.
after the catastrophic incident that he had a couple weeks ago. Had to get stitches. Aaron, would you like to see the picture?
Yeah. Let me see it. I did not want to see that.
Ooh, that's gnarly,
It's like a Terry Funk match happening over there.
That is gnarly. He's a trooper, man.
Dude, he's a tank. But anyway.
So Elliot, got to hang out with Elliot today. I got to see the allure of Daniel Tiger. One Daniel Tiger.
Dude, you don't even know about
Dude,
Daniel
what
Tiger.
Aaron got to see was a wicked frog splash from Elliot onto Hudson.
I was
Hudson's
uncomfortable.
in the car seat, just strapped in, can't go anywhere. And poor Hudson.
I had to take it. Just had to take
Elliot,
it.
just splashed him.
Elliot definitely did a 5-star frog splash onto the infant, and I was very uncomfortable.
Are you telling me Hudson's jobbing out to Elliot already?
Yeah.
No, Hudson no sells it. He's like, whatever.
I will tell you, Elliot did it to Hudson, and no lie, Hudson farted. Like that was his sell. Like he didn't like wince or anything. He just let out a big old fart.
His brother was gassy and he needed to be there for him. He's like, I got you, bro.
All right, let's talk about some wrestling. All right, for this week's first, the Youngstown Heat, whatever we're going to call it. I'm going to say it
so much.
I say it so much. The Heat with Big Mike. Mike, you have got one flying Brian Pillman against ravishing Rick Rude. He's simply ravishing.
He's a slippery smark. Because he went to Slippery Rock.
How big was that window? How big was that windowsill blunt?
It was too big.
He's too high. So we got Brian Pillman versus Rick Rude from WCW Power Hour, February 29th, 1992.
Wait, I'm making RVD jack off. Look, he's jacking. RVD's jacking.
It's terrible.
All right, go back to your match. I'm sorry.
And we got JR on the mic, and JR is the only one on the mic for this.
Yeah, and he was able to handle it, I think.
Oh, he did great. So they come out. Paul E. Dangerously is accompanying Rick Rude to the ring. I didn't realize Paul E. did any WCW stuff.
Yeah, so Paul was one of those guys, started off as like a ringside photographer, kind of like the Jim Cornette deal, the trajectory that Jim Cornette did, and then graduated his way into the professional wrestling business, had the Dangerous Alliance. We've talked about them a little bit before, but Paul Lee looking like a balding Zach Morris over there.
He had a little more hair and a little less weight than he does now.
That's right.
Correct. But they come out to the ring. Rick Rude, I think Rick Rude feels the same way about wrestling fans that we do, boys.
He hates them.
I wrote it down because I didn't write anything else down. But I wrote down, what he called them fat, out of shape swamp pigs.
Swamp pigs.
We've had a couple Rick Rude matches at this point.
That's right.
The total package, honestly, like he comes out, he's got the good heel look. He can talk. He was just like, cut the music, and like they cut it, kind of like how MJF does now.
Yeah,
I just really like Rick Rude. And then Flying Brian Pillman comes out. I still don't know why they call him Flying Brian.
At some point he was flying, and it rhymes with Brian.
There you go. So all in all, I mean, this was about a 9-minute match.
Yeah, short. I wanted to give you a short match.
Yeah, it was good. I don't really have many highlights. Sorry, Cookie on the Zoom call just put a title belt over his shoulder.
A title belt that happened. Well, it was like literally 20 years ago.
Yeah,
like it is a very out of date wrestling spinner belt.
God, so much distraction. I will, a couple points in the match I'll bring up. It was called a grapevine, Aaron, that Brian did on Rick Rude. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Good way to work. He works the leg. Rick's laying on his stomach. Brian kind of wraps his leg up, but then he does like a backdrop and torques the leg. He does it a couple times. We get the corner post slam with the knee man. I just don't like it. Just makes me cringe.
And Brian worked on that leg and that knee the entire matchup, and like everything looked very snug. It looked good. It was believable.
I will say he didn't fly much in the match, but he did fly. At one point, Rick Rude goes off the corner post.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what he was going to try to hit. And Flying Brian Pillman from the mat jumps up, gets past parallel, so his feet are higher than his head, and hits Rick Rude with a drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick.
The timing on that, you're professional, I guess. So you can't practice that. Like, it's just feel and touch, and you kind of know what you're going to do. Rick Rude, there's two moves at the end. The
Rude Awakening?
The Rude Awakening.
Yeah.
But right before that was the we talked about it on a previous Rick Rude one, where he not a slingshot. It's where they like smacks his throat on the top of the rope.
Oh, the stun gun.
Yeah.
So he stun guns him and then does the Rude Awakening.
Yeah. Awesome finish.
Yeah. So and also let me make note. Rick Rude's selling is some of the most phenomenal selling in the business.
I really like Rick Rude. I wish we would have more Rick Rude. I think he's up there with my my appreciation for Arn Anderson.
All right. Well, we can do more Rick Rude. When Brian Pillman was working the leg the entire time, and you could really see it in the face and the mannerisms from Rick Rude throughout the match that his leg was like hurting him. Mm-hmm. He's making it. He's limping. He's doing limps. I was really sad that he did not get dropped on his balls at all during the matchup, so we could see Rick Rude selling an atomic drop like he always does, where he grabs his asshole and there's an entire Twitter account, based on his sell of that move. I thought that was going to happen. What are you doing, Tolbert?
I'm sorry. I'm just like reviewing my match a little bit.
Tolbert had way too much weed. Way too much marijuana.
I do want to let you guys know that we have two two regular matches for the show. Like we've for Cookie's match and Mike's match. We usually showcase different matches throughout the show, and I kind of figure out who's going to talk the most about their matches. When I picked Tolbert's match this week, it was a match made in heaven. And guys, you have to keep listening to this podcast because Tolbert's match is the greatest fucking high spot of all time. That is no hyperbole. It is the greatest high spot of all time.
And with that, maybe we'll just end my segment.
Yeah, I think we're good with you. Fuck you, Mike. Bro. Give me a little bit about that social media.
Social media. What did we do on Instagram besides DM whatever Wilmington?
Actually, Tolbert did a couple things. He posted the Terry Funk cake.
Yeah, we got the Terry Funk cake. We had. Did you post the wrestling fans suck eggs, or did we only tweet that?
We only tweeted then.
Okay. Well, the Dory drip.
The Dory drip was amazing.
The PIMP.
Dude, he was apparently.
Dory Funk. Our love and appreciation for Terry Funk is how the entire country of Japan feels about Dory.
He was probably getting hand jobs over there.
Tolbert, what did you think? What was the first thing that came to your mind when you opened up your WhatsApp and you're looking through the pictures of what we can post this week, and you saw that picture, what did you think immediately?
Of the Dory Funk picture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, immediately I was just like, he's living it up. He's not getting that much love over here, but over there, he's just like, fuck yeah. He had the bandage on his head, dude.
I'm gonna
like
paint
he
a picture.
worked last night,
He's got a white short sleeve button up shirt, red pants, no belt, and he's slinging a pink blazer over his over his shoulder.
Dude. He got busted open the hard way last night, and now he's cruising the strip, dude.
Well, with all of that, Tolbert's still holding on at 132 followers. I think.
I lost one, then I gained one.
Yeah, I think our content is just excellent quality on Twitter and Instagram. So follow us at $2 $steak_ on both of those. Now to Twitter, we did get some steam. We are at 298.
Yeah, man. We gained like, what, 4 followers this week?
Yeah.
Steam with the slippery smart.
Get out of it, Tolbert.
Alex Wright just really wants to hug me right now.
So on Twitter, we had a...
Can I say, it says realistic detailing, and then it says awesome wrestling stance. I don't think that's like a good wrestling stance at all. If you can see it, Cookie, he looks like he's about to hug somebody.
Anyway, on Twitter this week, ruining my segment, both of you. You had a great post with a picture of Bret Hart and Vince McMahon looking, and Aaron requested wrong answers only. That was fun.
That was good.
That. We had, due to our appreciation for wrestling fans, we had Travis come up with a little logo in honor of the Dusty Sucks Eggs t-shirt that Terry usually wears, and it says wrestling fans suck eggs.
They do.
So go ahead and check that out. I retweeted Whoop Whoop from Everything's a Bomb.
that made me laugh.
About how if medical marijuana is safe, then why did it turn mom into a juggalo? I don't know, I just laughed. Got to give him a shout out. And we got the cake. My favorite interaction this week, though, I replied to a comment basically saying that, we like wrestling too. We just hate wrestling fans. And then the picture of the just sucks eggs. Wrestling fans suck eggs. But of all the interaction we've ever had with famous people and regular people, I think we got my most favorite like ever.
And who was it from?
Jeff Goldblum's abs.
Just which ones? Like, do you know which abs they were?
No, all of them.
All 6?
I think so.
Does he have 6 abs?
Yeah. So Jeff Goldblum's abs really appreciated our distaste for wrestling fans.
Shout out to Jeff Goldblum's abs.
But that's social media.
Oh, let me actually. I also had a really kind of neat interaction this week. So I have to do a. What are you dancing to? Are you dancing to the Juicers theme song?
Don't worry about me. What I'm doing.
All right. So we have. I know Cookie's sitting over there in Charlotte. Like, what the fuck is going on tonight?
I really want to know what Tolbert is doing.
It's been a long day, dude. I'm just. All right.
Are you talking, Cookie?
Yeah, I said I want to know what Tolbert is doing right now.
He's. I can reenact it with my RVD figure over here. Anyway, so this week I have been tasked in my master's class to do a big term, like a big research project on something having to do with integrated marketing or communications. I have been having a lot of trouble coming up with a topic. I was thinking about doing video production during a pandemic, could not find enough recent sources for that sort of thing. So I went to the old standby, professional wrestling. I figured that I could do an academic bent to professional wrestling, and I started going into all the databases. And one guy's name kept coming up on all these articles analyzing professional wrestling fandom. And I'm like, oh, okay, this guy is a professor at MIT. He works for Simon & Schuster. Like, this guy's a legit, really, really smart person. And I followed him to his website, found his Twitter handle. We tweeted at him from $2 steak. Got a reply back, and I have been in correspondence with a wrestling genius in the last couple of days. So I'm going to get to do an interview with him. I can kind of summarize it and tell you guys why wrestling fans suck eggs. Anyways, Mike, are you done with your segment?
I mean, I can do hits and shits if you want.
Yeah, give me hits and shits.
All right.
I haven't heard hits and shits in a while.
Hits and shits. Shout out to all of the major retailers requiring masks, so all these fucking Karens can't get their Cheetos and all this other shit they like to eat unless they wear a mask in Walmart, CVS, Costco, Publix, all these places. I really appreciated that because if you don't wear a mask out in public, you're part of the problem.
Right.
Aaron,
just open it.
I should have waited. I really should have waited to give him these things.
this is the worst podcast we've ever had.
No, it's not.
He's literally 12. He turned 12 today.
Yeah, he literally he's not 34. He's 12.
Das Wonderkick just had sex with RVD.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put Aaron on the shit list for being the consummate unprofessional person that he is. Can't keep it together. Can't not play with his toys. Aaron, just put him away.
I can't. I
You
can't
put
buy
it to
you.
your guest sleeve.
All right, I will. All right. Anyways, so I made the shit list.
You are the shit list.
I am the only person on the
You
shit
are
list.
the shit list.
All right. Thank you, Mike. I've made Big Mike's shit list.
Shit list.
Cakes cooking.
There's a
5
lag.
seconds left.
There's a delay.
I was late.
I'm watching the news.
Oh shit.
All right. For the strong style, we have got Tiger Mask against the Dynamite Kid. Cookie.
Aaron, remind me, what year is this?
1983. Wait a minute, guys. Big thing. I just
What?
got a text message from one person that says, "Hey, buddy, text me that cake pic, okay? Want to send to Terry."
What?
It is from George South.
That's awesome.
George South just texted me that.
And he's gonna text that cake picture to Terry fucking Funk.
To Terry Funk.
Oh my god. That means Terry Funk's gonna listen to this podcast.
Terry Funk's you're gonna have him shout out $2 steak, a pro wrestling podcast.
He's 12. He's 12 right now.
Oh, I'm about to cry. Like,
he's got a raging
He
heart
feels
on.
like a 12-year-old boy that just got like a dirt bike.
He's shaking right now. Do you see his
George
hands?
South is going to text it to Terry Funk. All right, boys. The podcast is over with. Thank you guys for having it. Have a great day. Fuck the juicer. We're going.
Everybody drop the mic.
All right. Wait, Cookie, what do you got to say?
Nothing. I was just waving by at everybody. I was just saying it's over.
It's like-
That's all.
it was a good run.
It was a good run.
a good run, boys.
It's over with. Don't let him hear the show because I steal his theme song. All right, Cookie, back to your back to your matchup at hand. Dynamite Kid against Tiger Mask
I
1.
think Terry would know. It's
Oh man. All right.
Is that my song?
Cease and desist. Cease and desist.
George, I like the cake, but is he going to pay me for using my likeness?
Is he gonna leave $4,000 under?
we gotta call ICP. We need a favor.
Oh man. All right.
All
All right. Back to my segment. Is it just me, or did anyone else get Brian Pillman vibes as they watch Dynamite Kid?
Yeah, Brian Pillman. Yeah, I got that. I got a little bit of Chris Benoit. I got like Brian. Dynamite Kid has got a swagger about him. He's a little guy, and actually, both of these guys are pretty undersized when it comes to professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And Dynamite Kid, he has just got like a swagger.
I mean, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because it was gonna be an honorable mention, but whatever. Like Dynamite is shredded. The dude is
Shredded.
fucking jacked for how
From
small he is.
1983.
Doesn't
Yes, that is shredded for 1983.
Like he doesn't even have a neck.
No.
Like the dude is it's all traps, no neck.
Yeah.
Good God, man. Anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into the countdown.
All right, Cookies, top 4. Number 1.
I compliment these two men for being incredibly innovative during their prime in the early 1980s. Emphasis on the 1980s. I mean, in the mid to late 80s, no one was doing kip-ups and then standoffs, cartwheels, except for Tiger Mask, Dynamite Kid, and you can probably throw in Owen Hart in there too. But my point being, their creative outlook for a wrestling match is just timeless. If you don't believe me, go watch, insert current high wrestler here. Young Bucks.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ospreay, Balor, it doesn't matter. I promise you can find at least one match where the wrestlers do wrist lock, kip up, standoff, headlock, shoulder tackle, drop down, drop kick, roll out, suicide dive, big pop.
Look at you, Cookie. You just called your first wrestling match.
I really did. I think I know my shit, man. I'm starting to learn it.
Yeah, you're doing great, dude. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. But I mean, my point being, for number one, wrestlers have been copying this blueprint for 20 plus years. And it's probably not going to stop anytime soon, especially with the current landscape.
Right. The current landscape of undersized wrestlers, they're watching these matches, these series of matches. I know this was not the only time these two competitors got together in the ring. And seeing these guys in 1983, mind you, in a time when big boys were the key to making money in professional wrestling, you see these guys in Japan putting on a clinic and then showing some of the most high risk, high reward moves that you could possibly see.
Yeah, and it's not surprising at all that people like Edge or Owen Hart, just copied this style, and it's just been going through the ranks of wrestlers from the 80s till now. And it's just a testament to that time and a testament to those two wrestlers, honestly. But let's go to number two.
Number two.
The old rip the mask off technique. What a super heelish tactic. We saw our boys FTR. I'm glad you pointed out earlier, talking about AEW and Fight for the Fallen. But FTR, they used this technique last Wednesday when it's genius. It's the perfect way to get heat. Dynamite Kid did just that. They're in Japan, correct, Aaron?
Yes, they are in Japan.
They're in Japan, even though it's English rules where they used rounds.
Right.
But still, perfect way for Dynamite Kid to get heat. He's obviously going to be the underdog. He's going to try and rip that mask off every time he's working the head or working the arm. And it worked for him. Dynamite Kid did that every time. I love this. In fact, if I jumped into the ring, I'll definitely work on being a heel, and I would do it myself.
Good. I'm glad to know that Cookie would be evil Cookie.
Yeah, because in real life, I'm a nice guy, but in the ring, I would want to be a bad guy.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because I think personally, the bad guy is the cool guy. The villain's always been the cool guy to me.
I agree.
Exactly. So,
number three.
Those tombstone pile drivers. Period. There were
disgusting.
At least 3 or 4 of them. Disgusting. The one that stuck out to me, the one that Tiger Mask hit on Dynamite Kid in the second round. So, yes. I think Dynamite won the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
Honestly,
it was a count out or something.
One of those things that I wish that I could have understood the commentary on this. It was not as easy to follow as maybe a Japanese rules matchup or an American rules matchup. We'll just say that they both gave it their all during those first couple rounds.
E for effort. I'll go with that. E for effort. Anyway, Tiger Mask hits this nasty tombstone pile driver in the second round. It was just disgusting. I think in the match, we're trying to protect each other, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dynamite said, just jump as high as you can and just fuck me up, fam.
Yes.
Fuck me up.
Yes.
He was reckless. He looked like he was reckless in the ring. He had that crazy eye persona that looked like he just did not care about his body.
And those tombstones were not the only thing in that matchup that were reckless that either of them did.
No, not at all. I'll get to that in the honorable mentions, but
number 4.
Wrestling in the 80s, period, is just a totally different animal than what we see today. The end of the last round, there was just so much chaos that it was almost like a shoot wrestling match. They're hitting each other with all they got. Dynamite Kid at one point had a golden bottle of some sort.
I wasn't sure what that was.
I don't know what it was either, but I think the first one broke. That's what I noticed. I noticed that the first one broke in his hand or shattered in his hand. Because if you notice, the referee is holding Dynamite Kid back, and there's just a young lion in the back just trying to sweep away all the glass in the ring as fast as he can. so the match can continue. But anyway, Aaron, can you shed some light on that? Do you know what the hell the bottle was or what the significance of the bottle was?
I have no clue, Cookie.
All right.
No clue what that bottle was, but I know that it was a foreign object in that matchup, and that Dynamite was trying to figure out one way to get an underhanded tactic over so he could win that matchup.
Again, this goes back to my similarity between him and Brian Pillman. He's just a crazy guy, just does not give a fuck.
Loose cannon.
A loose cannon, exactly. And my biggest takeaway from that ending was Tiger Mask is a very smart man. You see, Tiger was just watching from across the ring while the Dynamite Kid is being held back by the ref, and Dynamite Kid had one leg out of the ring just in case some shit popped off. Just in case Dynamite Kid really loses his shit during this match. But anyway, I'll get into my honorable mentions after that.
I want to hear these honorable mentions.
To the dozens listening right now.
And dozens
of our followers. The match ends with Tiger hitting a tombstone outside the ring. Dynamite no-sells this and then hits a tombstone on Tiger Mask, and they both collapse. Ref counts out to a double count out. Cue to fade to black. That was it. That was the ending of the match. These guys literally jumped every time they did a tombstone. I mean, I personally, for me, a tombstone, your head is so close to the ground. There's very little room for error.
Right.
And for me, that would be something scary as hell to watch. Dynamite Kid almost lost his back at one point during this match. I don't know if you noticed this, Aaron. Oh, you saw it? Okay.
Yes. No, believe me, I saw all those. Last night, I was getting ready for bed, and I'm like, I need to watch these matches, and I put on your match. I have watched Tolbert's match multiple times this week.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched Mike's match twice this week, and I decided to put on your match. There are a bunch of times where I audibly cringed. I'm alone in my house, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I jumped off the couch during one of those Irish whips with his back hitting the guardrail.
And speaking of back, there's one point where Tiger Mask does a crossbody outside the ring.
Oh,
and they both went on that steel barricade. It looked like the match was about to get stopped immediately.
And that was very
Tiger Mask
early.
Just landed. Yeah, it was early in the match. Gross. Completely gross, man. But my other takeaway from this, I knew Dynamite Kid when I was watching my Mountain of Wrestling DVDs back in the day.
last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend. But I didn't know much about him. I knew his name. I knew he was a part of the British Bulldogs. But I guess from what I took away from this, he's a reckless guy, but it seemed like he just ignored advice from veterans because I think Harley Race tried to tell him, don't do that diving headbutt.
And what did he do, Cookie?
Oh, the diving headbutt at the very end of the match. And he took what, 4 tombstones?
Yeah.
You know what? It's time to shake things up a bit, like Vince McMahon would say. Can anyone do a Vince McMahon impression?
No, anybody. Give me your best Vince McMahon impression, Tolbert.
That's good shit.
Oh, you got to say it's time to shake things up a little bit now.
What?
Anyway, it's time to shake things up a little bit, okay? I'm debuting a new segment right here and right now.
What is it?
It's called Cookie's Phrase or Word of the Day.
All right.
Can anyone say herniated cervical disc?
Ooh, herniated cervical disc.
Or my neck hurts for all my uneducated people out there.
I think there needs to be a Twitter account for Dynamite Kid's back after this matchup.
Absolutely, man. It was a great match. I watched it the first time and I was like, this is just pure chaos. I think this is a 3-cookie match. I watched it 2 more times and I was like, I love this match. So I'm giving it actually 4 cookies.
Okay.
Great pick. A little too much chaos. I wanted to see a little bit more regular style or, Japanese style. Doesn't matter, but no British rules. I'm not a big fan of British rules.
I wasn't either.
But for what it was worth, it was a great match.
And I thought the video quality of the link from 1983.
Oh, it was like 60 frames per second.
Oh, it was phenomenal. Like it looked amazing. The quality was like there was no fidelity loss in the video. It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Nothing like last week's Midnight Mayhem video, which looked like a pile of dog shit compared to this.
Phenomenal, man. 4 cookies. I'm sorry. Good match.
All right, for the match that we have been waiting for all evening. Oh, the high spot, we have got Moondog Rex
Yes.
against the Juicer.
Yes, we do. This is World Championship Wrestling.
That's right.
So, this is old school, right? We got Moondog Rex that comes out looking really mean and tough. Borderline homeless.
I could agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. And his outfit is a singlet with with his pants. I don't know. Yeah, he looks
Moondog
rough,
Rex.
though.
He was not the only Moondog. There was also a Moondog spot.
Good story.
Yeah.
So we got a good crowd here. It's pumped. And so we have Tony Schiavone on commentary. Who else do we have?
Oh, Dutch Mantel. Dirty Dutch Mantel was the other guy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You said, Tolbert, you forgot to mention he's wearing rain boots.
He is wearing rain boots.
He looks like he's from Varnamtown, about to go shrimping in those things.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, hold on. So his opponent comes out.
Correct.
To the tone of a heavy bass reggae beat.
Right.
Very similar to what I was listening to on the way over here.
Okay, what were you listening to on the way over?
Skylights radio on Spotify.
Okay.
Some reggae, ska, dub.
Of course you would.
Yeah, just rolling
While smoking your marijuana.
through Sunset Park. Yeah. Rastafari. Anyway, the beat drops and we see a crew of kids. What are they called? The Juicy.
The Juice Crew. Get it together. This is the height of professional wrestling. The Juice Crew.
Yeah,
coming out.
Sure, and the Juice Crew is like a mix of like Juggalos and Kiss fans.
Yes,
kind of. I'm sure Shaggy, Two Dope, and Violent J were two of those kids.
And just never washed off the paint.
Yeah. And then the Juicer comes out.
Can we talk about the Juice Crew? The white kids just ran out, and like they were supposed to run out and dance, and like nobody was dancing except
we had a couple kids. There was a couple kids dancing,
and I don't know what. I'm not sure they knew what the dance was. The Juice dance. Yeah. Cookie's doing it right now. Cookies.
They should have like skanked out.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome. So the Juice comes out. He looks kind of like a Juggalo Sting.
Okay.
That listened to a lot of Kiss.
Do you know?
He has
okay, go ahead.
Sting T-shirt on.
He's got yes.
And
Zubaz pants.
Yes. And this kind of sewn together denim jacket.
Right.
Type deal.
So I think his ex-girlfriend cut up his good denim jacket and he sewed it back together.
Yes.
He's got a very strong mullet.
Yeah.
It's gray. It's powdery gray.
What would you say that he was supposed to look like?
He was supposed to look like Sting.
No.
Who was supposed to look like?
Think of this. The Juicer. What has the word juice in it? Came out in 1989 in a movie. Somebody stop me. It's Showtime.
He's supposed to look like a mask?
Winona Ryder.
Oh, he's supposed to look like Beetlejuice.
Yes!
Beetlejuice.
He's supposed to be Beetlejuice. How did you not know that?
That's not Beetlejuice. It looks like Sting Kiss.
So
how is that supposed to be Beetlejuice?
Yes, it's a white trash zombie.
So
somebody stop me. He's not Beetlejuice.
No, I thought about that. Yeah, so it's
the mask.
Yeah, that's the mask. But it's Showtime. Is that also the mask?
That's also the mask. That's why I said the mask.
What was
Showtime.
Beetlejuice's?
Beetlejuice.
He did
say
Showtime.
Showtime. Beetlejuice did say it's Showtime.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Correct. Yeah. Anyway, I did not pick up any Beetlejuice vibes.
So originally,
and why you say this? I've heard it in other podcasts about this. Like, character.
do not drop any other. We're the only relevant wrestling podcast around.
I've heard of it. Anyway, he looks like Kisting. That's what he looks like.
Kisting.
Anyway, Moondog's ready to kick some ass. He's not having any of this.
I don't wrestle with no juicer.
He's like, what the fuck? Moondog has this giant ass bone in tow, and he's very fond of it. And he obviously wants to use it. Is this Randy? Is Randy the ref?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, yep.
And he's like, no, dude, you can't use that. So he's got a string tied to it. He ties it up on the turnbuckle.
That's right.
He's like, I'm going to stick this right here so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to use it. Just want it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we go right into it.
Well, no. Before the match begins, there's 2 promos about the juicer.
Buddy,
Can you,
right.
Buddy Landau?
Buddy Landau, we have a promo, right? Cuts in. Buddy Landau's fucking pissed. And he's like, this motherfucker. He's only 18 years old. What the hell? 18. Like, is this guy really 18? Is he that
I
young?
don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't do the math.
Anyway.
But Buddy Landau's like, hey, he's a damn juicer. I ain't
talking
no
about
juicer.
his little pansy crew, his little
the juice crew.
The juice crew. He's talking trash on kids.
That's Buddy Landau.
Anyway. And then Trucker Norm is like, hey,
so
man.
that's Norman the lunatic later. Yeah, it was something.
He's like, that's my little buddy. Oh my God.
Oh shit. Oh my God, Travis. Usually when we have somebody come in, it's a scary.
Oh God.
Hold on. If Cookie can't see it, so we're gonna have to like turn it. Cookie. Travis,
I thought it was Zane Dawson. I was ready for the Dawsons to come.
No Dawsons allowed in this podcast this week. We've got Travis.
Turn heel for a second.
Travis, what were your first impressions of the juicer? If you can talk into the microphone.
I haven't watched it yet. So.
Oh my God! That is the one thing. All right.
I'm being super slacker. I'm gonna do the artwork at like midnight Tuesday morning.
He's got kids.
He's got kids, man. Is your family in the car? Do you need to go get your piece of cake? Go get a piece of Terry Funk before you go. And we get to tell you, oh my God, Chaz is here. It's in the fridge.
Madison's gonna cut a promo on you.
All right, Madison.
What you got to say, Madison?
No, Madison doesn't give a shit. All right, tell me about the juicer. I'm sorry.
So yeah, we have that promo. No one's happy about the juicer being around, but he's been whooping ass apparently.
That's right.
And apparently, if he wins this match, he has a shot at Sting, the one and only.
Okay.
And that's just a big deal, you know. So he's got a lot on his plate. He's a young kid. Anyway, Moondog, that no-selling son of a bitch, ain't playing around. And he's not taking anything the juicer has to throw at him. But he's got some tricks up his sleeve. And he's got a little fight in him as well. So the juicer kind of counters Moondog's toughness and gets the edge on him. And starts, gaining some traction, whipping up on Moondog a little bit. But Moondog's not going to take it. You know, of course, he gets some pretty good, really stiff moves in as well. But I have to say, there's some no-sell moments between the both of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So we get into it. And just as Moondog is getting even more traction and starting to whip his ass, the juicer pulls out some silly string and sprays the shit.
I think Tony Schiavone called it, my God, that's string in a can.
Anyway, and I don't know how the ref allows it. Randy allows it.
Randy's fine.
Randy. Apparently, that's regulation silly string. I don't know. But it is the demise of the juicer. Moondog says, hey, man, I ain't going to take the silly string on the face.
Cookie's got to go take a shit. So be right back. Cookie just left.
Right, this is where we should have like a commercial. Like right here.
Cookie,
what do you think he's doing?
Cookie's got silly string. Oh, no.
Oh, we've been juiced.
We just got juiced by Cookie. All right.
But as I was saying, that was his downfall. And he got too silly. He's a youngster. He's immature. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves. Before we got to this,
Cookie has to wipe off his.
he's got to clean his camera.
It's making it worse.
So we have the silly string spot, right?
Yes.
Mad Dog's pissed. Right before the spot, we also have where he pulls off his turban and the dust flies everywhere off his head.
Powdered,
right?
lusciously powdered
And it's
mullet.
supposed to be poisoned.
And I think Dutch Mantel's like, that's poisonous.
Yeah. But
Fumes.
it doesn't have none of these tricks have an effect on Mad Dog, right? So ref is distracted, dealing with the string. Moondog grabs that bone and he just knocks him right on the head. Gets the pin.
Bonk.
1, 2, 3. And he kind of conceals it the whole time, right? He's like, yeah, I won this match. Well, Trucker Norm's, I guess, watching backstage. He's like, no, I ain't having none of this.
Mm-mm.
Runs in,
Mm-hmm.
interferes. Randy, he's cheating, goddammit.
That guy that just used silly string.
And he finds the bone, reverses the decision, says, hey, Juicer wins. He gets the shot at Sting. You cheated. Negate the silly string. We don't care about that, but that bone's not regulation.
Let me give you a little background on who played the Juicer. His name was Art Barr. Ended up being one of the guys. He teamed up with Eddie Guerrero in Mexico, and together those guys became one of the most influential tag teams ever. They were the Love Machine. These guys are two of the guys that Rey Mysterio and a lot of these younger luchadors watched and learned a lot of their stuff from. So they ended up being very legitimate professional wrestlers in their own rights in the early 90s as a tag
So the
team.
Juicer, he's got some moves.
He
his
is very
gimmick, he's a
acrobatic,
character moves. And he actually, you can see it in his style because he goes for the tope suicida. He actually catches his toe, though, and almost kills himself.
I thought he was going to break his neck.
But you can see it in the style. It's hilarious. Just watch this match and enjoy it.
Let me make one other aside. For extra credit this week, I was delving into the Juicer's character, and I found a match of the Juicer against one George South, buddy. And I wanted to watch this match, and somebody was posting Facebook this week their top 10 favorite wrestlers. One of them was Art Barr. George South posted something on that wall and said, hey, man, I wrestled him before. And I said, oh, you mean this one? And I said, I really just wanted an excuse to show George South getting sprayed with silly string. And George says, Aaron, my youngest son, I wore that silly string to the bank on Monday.
So did Moondog.
Yes. Tolbert, your haiku for the week.
All right. Moondog wants his bone. That bone's not regulation.
No.
Juicer has jokes.
All right. Thank you for listening to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. We are going to be eating some of Terry Funk coming up here in a few minutes. Yes, Mike. Mike gave me a look like you wanted to say something. Cookie, you want to say anything before we go?
Oh, I was just going to say, save me some of that Bobo, Aaron.
That's right. We're going to save Terry Funk's Bobo for Cookie. We're going to ship it in the mail. Hopefully that'll stay. His Bobo will be fresh.
Get some dry ice.
Some dry ice for that. All right. Thank you for listening to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast.